많이 mà nó không cố thằng này. Va bene, capisco. Nulla. First come, first serve basis, bro. First come, first serve basis, yeah.
Okay, come here. Bowling.
I'm sorry. Because if I won't share that like
Assalamu alaikum. Mieto mihar megot mikulaman match fatang edani Dirag Invitational Tennis Championship 2023 ge under 16 anking final match. Final match ka badar karni Ara Azim then Nayara Osama Ali.
Time.
Match fatani toss tima again Ara decide kore service kuram.
Love 15.
Furthan point Nayara love 15. Algonda Kebeng, tournament director, the tennis head coach Ivo. Ivo, you want to say something about the match?
Ball.
Well, this is a match that we were waiting for in terms of the groups, being Nayara and Ara in different groups. We were expecting them to be able to not to match in the semifinal, so we could have two Maldivians in the final. Nayara has done not so much a strong beginning of the tournament, but a strong ending of the group and a good game on the semifinals. While Lara had I would say, a very easy group stage and a good match as well on a good test on the semifinals. Today we're probably going to see a little bit Ara more on the standby on the defensive side and waiting for Nayara's mistakes. But it's still too early to say in the game.
මිහාර මැච්ගේ ස්කෝ එක 40-30 ආරාමි ගේම ලීඩ් කරනේ ಕುಡಗೊತ್ತಕ ಬಾರ್ ದೆಕ್ಕುಳುನ್ ಟೆನ್ನಿಸ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಸವನಿ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ಗ ಕುಳುಂ ಹುರಿಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾಚಕ್ಕೂ ಮೊಳುವೆ ಸೆಮಿಫೈನಲ್ಗೆ ದೆಕ್ಕುಳುನ್ ತೆರಿನ ಬದಲು ಕುರಿ ದೆಕ್ಕುಳುನ್ ತೆರಿನ ಬಾದಿ ಕೊಫ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಸ್ಮಿನ್ ಬಾಲಿಕುರಿ ಕುಳುಂತಾವು ತೆರೆಗ ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ್ आरा बालिकुरी बांग्लादेश कुळून तेरेका श्रीलंका कुळून तेरेका आमाय फदेंग नाराय बालिकुरी बांग्लादेश कुळून तेरेका श्रीलंका कुळून तेरेका फुर्तमुगे मिहोदी आरा मिहारो स्कोर की फर्स्ट सेट 1-0 Ara leading. Coach, in terms of ranking, national ranking, where do these two players stand?
Well, at the moment we have Ara as our national champion, so Ara stands clearly on the number one position. And Ayara, I would say at the moment she's standing at 4th position on the national ranking in terms of level of play. Of course, the results can be different in nationals. The 3 players we're talking about, Ara, Nava, Layan, they are still a little bit in front of Nayara. I would not say in terms of match play, more in terms of experience, match experience, because Nayara is able to fight with any opponent, and you'll see today Nayara is going to give a good fight. But players know each other very well. So I think if they have their match plan well studied, we'll see more of Nayara opening angles and Ara playing the ball consistently inside the interior area, not opening the angles so much. And of course, what she did, and that's the way she won the last game, with a couple of variations. If she gets a slice against a player that plays with a lot of top spin, normally it's going to provoke on the opponent. We have seen her through this year being very, very consistent. Even she had a couple of tough matches in IOIG. She had strong matches and strong performance.
Me game score ki love 30. Temen Nayara tung unforced error hingi. Adi boda beleveni dekulun tenis match of 1 down. Try kurata. Match fatigue and there dekulun tenis kodukon nerves undane. Nerves dani 2-3 games for kodalaga. Nayara they won a double fault. 15-40 score. මේ පොයින්ට් 6යි ලැබිච්චා 2-0 ගේ ලීඩ් එක 6 නගානේ මේ සෙට් එක. Coach, in terms of weapons, what do these two players have that can would be difficult for the other?
Game Ara lead 2 games to love.
Well, they are pretty much defined from the beginning. You can see already. Nayara loves the angles, loves to open the angles. Every time she has a chance to play close to the baseline, she will open window angles well. And of course, she has also variation of the game. One big weapon that Nayara doesn't explore so much is really this high, deep ball. That sometimes could give her a big advantage on the court. She's taller than most of her opponents, so it's a weapon that she doesn't use as much as she should. Ara, of course, if she's on 3/4, I think it's corner to corner. She will be able to control well the game, but it's not the typical game that Ara plays. Ara plays well behind the baseline most of the times, changing the angles. Not very frequently. You see a lot of consistent shots on the same side. But these players are completely different from what they were at the beginning of the year. I think now the point construction is much better. Now a big advantage now for today's match, of course, it will be if Ara is exactly the consistency. At the moment, Ara is more consistent than Nayara. We could see on the last point, Nayara opening the angle, the high deep ball, as we mentioned before. This ball, you saw the last point was the variation, basically open the angle, playing a deeper ball, and then the drop shot. The third shot was not as good as Nayara was expecting, but I think this is a lot of what we're going to watch today. Nayara taking more risks and Ara playing a lot on the consistency.
ರಂಗಳವಾಗೆ ಕೋಚ್ ಇವ ವಿದಾಳು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಗೆ ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ಫೆನ್ನಾನೆ ಬೊಡ ನಯಾರ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕೊರಾತಂ ಫೆನ್ನಾನೆ ಆರ ಬೊಡ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಕೊ ಫೆನ್ನಾನೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊ ಬೋಳ ಉಂದಗುವಾಗುತ್ತ ನಯಾರ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ತೆರೆಲ್ಲು We have score key 3-0 Ara leading the first set. Coach, when we always start the match, there are nerves, right? How long it takes to to start regular rallies?
It all depends on the players. A player normally Nayara will take a little bit longer. She takes a little bit longer to start entering the matches. Sometimes she's a late starter. The adrenaline starts kicking in on the first 2-3 games, and then normally the heartbeat starts to slow down a little bit, and they are able to start being a little bit more focused. Ara, normally from the beginning of the game, she normally enters well, so she's on the go on the first minutes of the game. A little bit more match experience as well here as well. We will find that the focus will basically turn a little bit further down on the match. Nayara didn't have a first good service game. Let's hope that this one she will be a little bit more consistent.
Out. Now 15.
The big disadvantage of opening the angles is this is normally we risk a lot of the lines. The playing on very close to the net normally gives you a 50% of getting the ball in.
Out. 15 out.
At score ke me 3-0 Nayara leading adin sorry Ara leading Nayara adi mulen game tere muliyakum nuwadege deme fenegen de Nayara gar mul point kulmuga style badar adi mi fennani Nayara boda attack koleka attack kuragin kulun terena mistake adu mas chance bodwane mi dekulun terena badar Ara Nayara mi biharu rajyega angin kulun tawtereng emme rangal hatar kulun tawtereng dekulun tereme consistently final kula dekudi dekulun terena kis government team ga dekulun tereng for IOG represent kuri Bahrain ga Billie Jean Kings Cup is mi dekulun ter represent kuri
Wait, please. Okay. Thirty 40.
me match ka Nayara service adi fennane ha rangala kadum double fault amukon hedear wore tankala ginange bahede Ara adi fennane wara focus ko unforced error sam ekotkas nete bunjs do kanwana
Ball.
Dirag Invitational Championship 2023 ke beru 22 kulun terena bavri ege terega tera Sri Lanka kulun terena ha Bangladesh kulun tereng adi tin Thailand kulun tereng bavri eki umur fraga me event angim fireng under 16 under 14 under 18 ge kulun tereng bavri Rajeng egotum 26 kulun tereng me Bharat ke bavri ege tereng under 16 angim final mihar tibafuna tifen wadanone
15 love.
how do you describe the level of the foreign players compared to our local young players here? The level, the power, speed, length, the spin.
Well, to talk a little bit about the different types of players, because they also play in different surfaces as well. Of course, Bangladesh only has hard courts, and Thailand mostly they play on the hard court. They are normally more offensive players. They are a little bit more aggressive. We saw in the final here, the Sri Lankan against the Thai player. Thanatorn was attacking much more than Mayoran. Mayoran's trying to stay inside the point. Of course, the amount of spin that the Sri Lankan players bring to this tournament is different. Is a different shot from a different surface, and that's why they are more consistent players. But we had, especially under 16, and we had very strong Sri Lankan players. With a great pace of game, great construction of the points. Thailand with a future champion for sure, a 10-year-old playing on the under 14s, and of course two different players, one player with more experience, the other player with a little bit less experience, but getting the title on under 14 boys. Under 18 boys and 80 girls, there was still a little bit of gap. They are still a little bit stronger. We saw between Maldives and Sri Lanka mostly on these two group levels, but it is one of the issues of having our players going to uni and continuing the sport. So it's always hard to combine studies, especially between the age of 16 and 18. I think under 14 we are not very far. We have a good level, very close to the Sri Lankan players that are the strongest on that group age. Was good to see, especially our players Nayara and Ara, that had the opportunity to play against some of these players at the beginning of the year, getting much better results than what we had in the Billie Jean Junior Cup this year in Sri Lanka. So it was a great experience. Even we had also Dawood as well with better results than what he had in our Davis Cup Junior in Sri Lanka. Score: Ara is leading 5-love on the first set. We don't see great response yet from Nayara. We hope that everything changes. Sometimes in tennis the momentum changes from one point to the other, and we see sometimes the results turn upside down. It would be important for Nayara to take Ara out of the comfort position, because she's very comfortable where she's standing now, controlling well the point, even being on the defensive side, controlling well the point. Nayara she already tried a couple of times coming to the net, but I think she has to start moving Ara around on her position, or bring Ara a couple of times forwards and with short balls, and moving Ara back so she can control a little bit more the match. Although her service game is still not on track, is not at the level that she wanted.
Score मेरा first set का 5-0 Ara leading. अब एक गेम Ara होने को मेरे set ली बने आ रहा है. देखूं तेरे के फेवर बड़ा आने ते दबराने realistic score नो मेकी एवरे तंकुलन एवरे देखूं तेरे असलू.
set Ara 6 love.
Coach, score is 6-0, and we have seen um, lots of unforced errors, lots of double faults, and we are not seeing the focus from Nayara we used to see. What does she need to do on the second set to turn this around?
Well, there's one point that will be hard for Nayara is if she continues playing on the consistent level. At this moment, Nayara has to be a little bit more audacious. She has to attack a little bit more, take Ara of the comfort position. Like I said before, she needs to move Ara from her comfort zone. Ara is very comfortable 1 meter, 2 meters behind the baseline. If she moves Ara back with those high, deep top spin balls or with short angles, normally she will control more the game. We find that Nayara tends to start very slow in the games. I said before, fast, slower in the games. But at the moment, she's not focused. She's not really fighting back for the game. She's just accumulating unforced errors on top of unforced errors. The problem of going faster at this moment of the pace is when you don't have the confidence type of the game. It's going to be hard. We're going to have to see a few unforced errors, even more. So really, the heavy top spin has to enter now. Basically, focus on that area of the 3/4 on the big box, not allowing Ara to come in and force the point. There's also one part that is important: is the history between these two players. Ara has been dominating the game in regards to Nayara for a long time. Every time they enter on court, there's a big amount of pressure on Nayara's side to be the first time that she beats Ara. So let's hope that the game improves now in the second set and Nayara gives a good fight and be able to score on the board.
First set number is 6-0 Ara. Devan set me Fatam ready one. Mr. Hive Nayara Commissar Kabal Tak Gendan and Kuluma.
Out. 15 love.
प्रथम सेट के पैटर्न बदलना पॉइंट many Nayara के unforced को सर्विस डबल फॉल्ट है नोनी Nayara तुम बेर जाएगा आरा के बड़ा गेम प्लान को तुम फेरने Nayara का unforced एवर होना थी बड़ा कोटल दो Nayara लवा मिस्टेक है दे तो
Out. 40 love. Forty 15.
Dirag Invitation Tennis Championship 2023 Fettoni 11 member මේ නිමගේ මේදකේ ෆහුදුවස් Mubaratuge Meduge Mubaratu closing ceremony on media HR tennis court center closing ceremony ina eki wanatan hodi kulunterina ina avasana dinugonan me Mubarak Sharaf Mehmanaki sports minister. Coach, this is the first game of the second set. It's 1-0. I don't see any change in the tactics of both players. Ara is just keeping the ball in play, and Nayara is doing all the shots, and still a lot of unforced errors are coming from her racket. What do you think is going on now?
Well, we saw a little bit. Ara is very confident at the moment. She has a very heavy ball, so it's not an easy ball to play with. But even in terms of body posture, we don't see a big change in Nayara's side. Something that she really needs to improve. As soon as the game is not panning in her direction, there's always basically what we call a lazy body. The body starts falling asleep. Yeah, basically at this moment they have to activate their bodies, get ready. Basically to build the confidence, she needs a few more shots in. She needs that consistent coming, not risking the shots, because if she was totally confident, of course she can push a little bit more the limits, but not being confident and still risking the shots. So we won't see a change on the score if this continues. But you can see that Ara's ball has weight. It's not a slower ball. It's a ball that has weight on it, especially when she has the ball on 3/4 of the court, when she can give a step inside the court. It's not an easy ball to play back. We can see, Ignaz, that on this part of the game is still a area that we need a lot of improvement. Although in terms of women's tennis, we don't see very, very powerful serves, but the serve still controls a lot in the game, and these girls need to improve the pace on their serve. So you can see on the last point, basically where you can really force the error on our side is with these high balls. Taking advantage of the height of the ball, Nayara can play these high balls easier than Ara needs to move further back to be able to play these balls. And then when the forced errors will come from Ara's side.
Bihar games ko ki 2-0 second set, fourth set Ara again the 6-0 in. Adi fenane Nayara scoreboard score kurang struggle kuratan fenane. මේ match adi fenane hawara boda one sided ko fenane. Nayara komis badal take vijay genna kuluma match amborala and me amidan hawara bara nimen.
30-50. Out. 40-50.
మీ దిరాగ్ ఇన్విటేషనల్ టెన్నిస్ ఛాంపియನ್ಶಿಪ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕುಳಿತರಿನ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಕೊಗ್ಗೆ ದಿವೆ ಕುಳಿತರಿನ ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಷರ್ ದಿನ ಬಾವ ಮುಬಾರತೆ ಮಿ ಭಾರತ ಬೇರೆ ಬಾವಿಸ್ ಕುಳಿತರಿ ಬೇರೆ ಶ್ರೀಲಂಕಾಗೆ ಟಾಪ್ ಕುಳಿತವ್ತೇನೆ ತೇರ ಕುಳಿತರಿ ಅದು ಥಾಯ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ತಿಂಗ್ ಕುಳಿತರಿ ಬಾಂಗ್ಲಾದೇಶ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕುಳಿತರಿ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ मिहार स्को है कि देवन सेट को 3 सुमेंग आरा लीड कुरानी प्रथम सेट उसके अंदर आरा 6-0 आदि मी फैंडनी नायारा मी गेम रंगला नुआदेवे उलेतम Coach, when score is like this, what do you think is going on Nayara's mind right now? What's your guess?
Knowing the players and knowing also Nayara, at this moment, of course, it's a mix of frustration and not finding, when you don't find the weapons to fight your opponent. At this moment, you can find from the beginning of the game, I think, she entered already on the game with so much fear that was basically blocking her from playing this match, and she never really switched on until now. When you find a player that is so consistent, and you find there's no way of beating this player, you cannot really let your bodies go and just take all the pressure of the game to yourself. You have to do something new. Like I said, she never beat Ara in the last 2 years at least. So it's a time for you to take different risks, to use your match plan precisely. And at the beginning, that match plan that was working with our opponents in the previous matches is not working with Ara, because Ara is much more consistent than our opponents. Like I said before, we saw something in Nayara's body that is not normal. When you are down, you should be much more active and be more energetic to try and win the points.
Now 50. Out. Now 30.
it took a while to see this point. Now this is what we were expecting from Nayara from the beginning of the match. Something that if she does it more often, she will get a lot of the players against the ropes, like we normally say. Let's hope there's more like this, so we can have a more balanced game until the end.
Steve, deciding point, receiver choice. With Ara lead moving to love, second set.
यहाँ मैच का स्कोर है कि 4-0 सेकंड सेट आरा लीडिंग प्रथम सेट was आरा गेंदे 6-0 आरा अंडर 16 गर्ल्स के ट्रॉफी होदा मिहार बेनवनी देगे
Out. 15 love.
Coach, both these players played 2 matches today prior to this final match. In terms of stamina, do you think is that affecting any of these players today?
No, in regards to especially Nayara, cannot be a reason why our game is not going our way. So Aranis at this moment has more games, more matches in our legs than Nayara on today's day. They both had a tough doubles match against each other as well on the doubles. So I would not say that there's an advantage here on fitness. Of course, in terms of fitness levels, Ara at this moment, she's a little bit ahead of Nayara, but from today's matches, I don't think there's any advantage for Nayara, for Ara in this case, because Nayara has less matches than Ara today. We were very lucky with the day today. Finally, we had a day with no rain, and we were able to finish all the matches that we postponed from yesterday on today's. I think overall the tournament went really well. I had a few feedbacks from all the international players. Some of them said that is the best tournament they ever played. So since the accommodation to transports to all the facilities that they use, that they are very, very happy with this Tirago International Tournament. We see the better rallies now when the game should be on a more consistent base. Now we see the rallies that we were supposed to see at the beginning of the match.
Out. 30-40.
this is an aspect that Nayara today, I could not speak much about it because Nayara wasn't not in the lead often today, but this is an aspect that Nayara can improve as well. As when she's in the lead, she takes it all the points very easily, and sometimes the game runs against her. We are seeing the first game on the board. Ara leads 4-1 on the second set.
स्कोर की 4-1 මෙහර නායාලගේ ෆුල්තම ගේම් මේ මැච් එක දෙමේ ලිබුණේ ෆහු දෙගේම බදාරු නායාලගේ කුළුම් වර රකලක බෙදේ අරුණ හීකරම් මේ මිසට් ගතන් කළ කොම්පිටිටිව් ගතක ස්කෝර් දානකම අලුවන මෙම්බාරේ මේ ෆෙට්ටි 21 වනදු මේ ෆස්ට් ස්තරේග විස්සාරගේ සවම් බයි ෆාර්මේෂ් ලස්වාගේ වේකම අලුවන මේ මෙම්බාරේ මේ නිමාදයනි වර කාමියාව කමයිකි පුරිහා මැච් එක කුලේ එවස් වෝක් ඕවර් එවස් ඉන්ජරි නැති පුරිහා මැච් අලුවන රේවි ෆෝමැට් එක කුලේ නිමාද වේවා
Now, a question for you, Ignace, as a former national champion. What would you do in this situation like this? That you might still come up, you still have a margin to come up. What you do on your glorious days?
Now 50.
I'm not sure what I'm going to do in this situation. Normally, I decide when I am in that situation. In this case, I am not. But as a player, I think at this point of the match and opponent leading by one set and second set by 4-1, I don't think I can go for winners. वरद देखो रैली है वरद फुरी हम बार कुल में फिनिंग दिए मैं पॉइंट एनिमी के दिए आर आगे बैकहैंड डाउन द लाइन विनायकम मैच के मिसाव दिए रो मैं फाहो तीन गेम के कुल में बाजार दे कुल तेरे फिरना नहीं वारा एवरा कुले था बार कुल में फिरने बा बॉल आगे लेंथ स्वरंगलो
Now 40. 15-40. Game Ara. Ara leads 5-1 second set.
मैं हर स्कोर की सेकंड सेट का आरा लीडिंग 5-1 आरा में अंडर 16 गर्ल्स touchy hoda mehar benone me game
Ball. Love 15. Out. 15 on. Thirty 15. On.
Ara is leading 5-1, 30 all. Couple of good rallies during this last game.
Dilip.
40-30 Ara match point. Jirag International Tennis Championship under 16 Anhing bag champion come Ara again the score is 6-0 6-1. Closing ceremony Mubarak closing ceremony on Medo Arhe Chahar tennis center